The Origins of Life, Chi Creation, Part 7. So, we've got the same thing as everything else. Like all your wave, all that kind of stuff. Where's the mouse? So the white froth wave, and then like it's like all the sunlight catching all the golden area, or orange, instead of like the specks of water splashing out like sparks. And so there's like a little bit of time lapse on it. So you've got like one wave, and then it's either another wave or the same wave kind of thing. That looks like morning background. It's like how that kind of fades down kind of thing. It's more detailed there, but also you've got like the roll or the sun in that roll, so you can see the sun there. So it can be several waves. That looks like it's reflected there. So you got the heart shape if you ignore the patterns. And its feet as well. And so it comes over, down, and then back up like that. And it's got that splashing aspect to it. So you see this quite often with moths when they have these dramatic kind of floppy kind of parts to them, like like the feet, antennas, the head, all that kind of stuff. You can relate it to ocean in that way. It's quite, it makes it look quite obvious in that kind of way. You see all like the strands of earth and stuff kind of thing. How it's gonna like got that time lapse. So it's only a little bit of time lapse, isn't it, for that little bit there. So it's like the same here in that way. You seem to get different lengths of time lapse on some creatures. And one of them. See, it's the wave, and it looks like wood. You've got like even that part looks like a cross section, just like this part and stuff. But essentially, it's the wave. You know what I mean? Like we say, it's the light inside and all that kind of stuff. All the sand which is caught up in it. So we've got this butterfly, or moth, sorry. You see the rolls, so you can see the sunlight in that kind of sense, and then all the rest of it's just waves. It's kind of like wave upon wave upon wave upon wave. And there's the roll of a wave for the bridge of the nose area, which is like the part of the tunnel is connecting through, and then you've got the waves again, until you get to the teeth at the bottom, which also look like mushrooms. I think I like seem to have like a little stem underneath them. It looks quite psychedelic. So another one of these butterflies. You got like the eye, the nose, the mouth, all that kind of stuff. But then you've got another one here. So it's like if I eyed that one, and then you've got what it is there. So it looks like a turtle. You've got like that aspect to it. It's got its nose, it's got its eye, and then it's like its mouth around here and stuff. So like, on this one, you got all that blue, the white goes to that blue. So here, it looks more zoomed in, and so it's like the pixels are bigger. But it's made something bigger in a sense. So like if that's a turtle compared to a snake or a lizard or whatever and stuff, you can get quite big lizards. But you know, in comparison and stuff, like it's almost like the zoom in kind of is it makes like the paper bigger. You know, like on a computer when you've got a drawing desk, you can zoom in to make it bigger in that way. It's like, you know, the way that water does it in that kind of sense. I don't think it'd be computery, but you know, it's easy to make them kind of like examples and stuff. So we get a lot of this where the moth will be completely camouflage. And with the moth itself, you can see like that's like the wave that crashes, all that stuff. And then all the froth is like breaking up. So you got patches of black where it's like, you know, it has broken up. So it's that's the entirety of moth. And it's on like lichen, bark, and more lichen. But because it's all the same pattern, it's like the jigsaw pieces fit. It depends on creature, you know what I mean? Because some of them kind of like the jigsaw pieces are exact, whereas these are, you know, that's a different type of jigsaw, but it fits with it. I mean, you can see the difference, you know what I mean? Because it's a speckled and that's not, you know. But at a glance, it's difficult to see it. And so here again, you got the same kind of thing. It's bark here. There's less lichen and stuff. You got the same kind of thing though, you know, froth breaking up after wave. But like I said, it's like that jigsaw piece that just fits. It's like the information which is part of his bark and stuff. It's the same. It depends on bark. I'm going to go into that in a bit, and maybe not this one, but so again, you got the moth there. It's difficult to see, but that's part of it. For a short I'm going to use, but it's not there anymore. It's been removed. But it was another similar type of thing like this. You just couldn't tell until it moved and stuff like. We've kind of seen it before, but so yeah, we've got another example here anyway. So like an owl. You see, this jigsaw piece does fit fully. It's like these same patterns are fit in with that. It's like it belongs to that tree. It probably can blend in with most trees, like the moths can, but because the lines are like the same. So again, it just seems to fit with it, kind of thing. You've got like all your water patterns, which you can like spot within here and stuff. It's kind of like difficult because it's like it's hiding in most of it and stuff like. But I mean, we've shown them on previous pictures. That's another owl. Birds that blend in with wood and stuff. As it looks like a butterfly. It's just like just one butterfly. Or it looks like leaves as well. So it looks like a leaf butterfly, but it turns out it's two birds. And again, like you can relate it all to water and stuff. You've seen all these patterns which we've shown in previous episodes. You know, one of them. You see how it fits? It's kind of like... You got tunnel at wave. So these bagworm moths, they were in first series, but we were talking about the chakra. So how the chakra forms and how the shape of a chakra, that vortex, funnel-like shape of it and stuff. That's what we were focused on at the time. So it's like I'm re-talking about him now because now we're talking about the tunnel of a wave, and now that's forming like a chakra. So it's the wave, the chakra, and the tree, all in one. Because trees kind of grow in this way, in that twist. Not all trees, but some of them do. So it's got it encoded into its... I suppose it's DNA, you know what I mean? It's making a DNA pattern anyway. But I'm going to reference it to like the ocean, our seashells going to form in that pattern and all that kind of stuff. Like, see, it doesn't look like a moth, does it? Bagworm moth. Maybe it's not an actual moth. We looked at these before, like a roll, and that's all the light, sunlight, and all the splashing coming out. But it looks like a bee, doesn't it? So I wanted to include that idea of it. Like, you know, like we looked at caterpillars, but when we compared it with bees as well, they're having that same information coming out with it, coming out of it. Some more butterflies, or moth, sorry, mimic moth. It's the moth, and then it's got its wings here, which it looks like a curling leaf, but also we're talking about it being a wave, so this is the same shape that the wave kind of creates. So when a leaf, when it forms, generally when you get like a leaf when it's budding, it unfurls, like we were talking about, like how flowers unfurl and all these kind of things. It unfurls, it becomes flat, and then it'll curl up when it becomes old and dry, all that kind of stuff. Like, so it becomes a wave again. It's like it starts off as unfurling, like in that wave sense, and then it spends its life, and then, like I said, I'm repeating myself, but once it gets to the end of it, it's like, you know, doing that wave again. So it's other sides of reflection. So some more of these butterflies. You got the wave there. I'll zoom in even more. It's a bit blurry, but you can see froth and then shadow. So some might be at that side. And then you got these characterized like eyes. And these are waves again. It's like the same information. And we follow along this line, so that's where it starts. I'm not sure if there's another line there. It looks like it's really faint though. you got this one, it's not got eyes on it. It just looks like waves. So, you know, you might not spot the face as such, but in the same sense, because it's got the waves, it just kind of confirms that the previous one, they are waves. Because they're like, you got the mouth of the ocean, and then you got the wall of a wave which can see. So then it's like, you know, that other aspect of it. It's got a third eye as well. And what are they? Look like faces. So once again, you see in waves. It's forming mouth shape. I'm not sure if it's upside down or not. If it's the other way around, I'll switch it around. Do it that way. And you got like the bump part of the lip, smiling this way, and the horn shape that you get on like cows or bulls. Sorry, I keep saying cows. So we've got this. It's kind of a weird shape. So we'll have a look at it. You see the horizon line. And we've got another one here. And so we can see wave, we can see water rushing into that area where wave is. So that can be a wave as well coming towards you. It depends on which way you look at it and stuff. So one thing to note, like this part, it looks like that leaf area. So it's like where it's attached to plant. And then you got the rest of the leaf there. And so like, you know, you could be that way. That's the centre of the leaf. Which is attached to the rest of it. Which is a bit odd in that kind of sense, like, but you've got all this weird shape as well. But when we compare it to like the ocean, you know, like that sweeping arc for that next wave, and it's done it again for this wave, and then it's got the tooth of a wave, I suppose, in that kind of way. But it dips back up there, so you have got more in that kind of way. So I like it's, you know, like the side view of the ocean. It's got that internal aspect, micro, macro, you know, bringing you into it and stuff, like all the perspective lines. So it's African greys. Oh, the feathers are like, it's like a flower petals. You know, some flower petals like a certain shade, and then got like a white trim or a paler shade of it, of the original colour. So if that were pink, that grey, and then like the outside were like a really pale pink, or even white. It's kind of like got that aspect to it. So like each individual feather is almost like a petal in that kind of sense. And also how they form, how they grow, and all that kind of stuff. Like it's like this part is almost like where the pollen would grow. So it's like, you know, it's like the bald area, and then all the petals around it. So then again, when we're talking about the tunnel of a wave, so this is what that is. How that flower is like representing that chakra pattern. So like, you know, it's kind of like it's finding the torus field every time the wave turns. So in all white froth where it can breathe, all that kind of stuff. So even shape of its head, how that connects to its body, how it's all water-like. Is each individual wave, it's like froth at the end of it and stuff. Which is why those flowers would have a white tip at the end as well. Like the body of it, how that kind of flows into this shape. So the body's got more water compared to like the part which is splashing out, which is why it's smaller in that kind of way and stuff. The sunset. So all your flower of life patterns, oh, it's like that pine cone pattern, which is like it's showing you it's sacred. You know what I mean? It's like that's what it is. You know what I mean? It's that connection to plants, which is there. It's kind of like saying that we know nature's sacred. We know plants are sacred. Parrots are from nature as well. You know what I mean? And then where do parrots come from? If we're following these patterns, it's leading to the same thing. It's leading to that spiral which we get in ocean. Which cuts out evolution, doesn't it? Completely. When you get your bow, so like the water which gets trapped in the vortex and creates that smile, the horn, shape, pattern and all that kind of stuff. You have a trail behind it. It's showing me either the direction, either or the direction of the sun and the wave itself, because the wave's moving. I took more leaf hoppers for that bowing aspect. I've seen them, you know what I mean, throughout my life. Whenever you see them, they always seem to have like a bit of a bow. And it's really difficult to find pictures sometimes. You know what you want. You see, it was just sent too straight. But you got this part, which is bowing. So you got it in that kind of sense. I showed you it on one of them whales on a previous video. So this is showing you that bow, but also because this looks so seed-like, you know what I mean? It looks like it's just come off a plant. So you can see bow there. There's a small picture there. As it gets so small, it'll be more like seed-like in that kind of sense, how it connects a plant. And then this is the bud section. You got your wall wave going through eye, like it doesn't fish. And this one you got all your waves. It's all proper bright white froth. You got 1 foot wall up wave going through eye, and it shows it wall going to front, round front to over eye. Your sunlight coming through your cymatic patterns and your waves. So we're getting this tree of life pattern. it's kind of like forming these patterns that looks like an eye, you know what I mean? It's got its actual eyes on the side, but like for this section here and stuff like that kind of thing, you see all like rib cage kind of part of it in the sternum. It's just a pattern on its face, you know what I mean? It's kind of showing you like a the evolution of the tree of life, how it forms and changes for each different picture we'll look at. It's a bit like that character on Watchmen, how his face changes all the time. He's got a face like that, hasn't he? Like it keeps changing all the time. So another example of it, it's got its heart, and then it's got its ribcage with a sternum. It's not a ribcage, it's part of its face. But how it repeats that information, you know what I mean? It's kind of like part of its face for this, but then it's part of our chest for us. So like on the whole of that, in that kind of sense, like, you know, if you consider there that like ovaries, and then you've got that Y shape for the reproductive system. And if you compare this to like the flower, you know what I mean, how they are like flower buds or actual flowers and stuff, insects, then that is a reproductive system, you know what I mean? So that's what it's doing. So it's repeating that information just in different ways. So again, it's seed-like. As the wave is quite obvious, like the tooth of a wave and all that kind of thing. Again, like the head of a duck, you know what I mean, in its neck. And then it's attached to its body and stuff kind of thing, but and this one, it's got like that edge to it, so it looks like it's come off a plant. There's like perspective lines, which is like part of that. So like when you got your animals which do have horns, that's what's appropriating it for this insect. It's got its patterns for its eyes, for sunspots, sorry. Its eyes are down here. It's another leafhopper, so it's kind of like in the category. So another one, a similar kind of design. Another one with more of a kind of a woody kind of aspect, that plant likeness. And so like it looks like it's growing like, you know, sticks which have either broken off at end or that's how it's growing kind of thing. That's how it's growing for insects, but how it's mimicking. You see, you got another one. This one's got coils, so it's like showing it waves, journey. Each coil is what the wave's done. You know what I mean? It's remembered them all. It's got coils as well, but I think it's a little bit difficult to see. And reusing the information again. So another leafhopper, right? Its eyes are there, right? But it's got that shrimp element to it. So that'd be like behind the hip area for its back end there, and then that's like its body. You got its eye there, and that'd be its front part of a shrimp. But that's the front part of it because there's a leafhopper and it's that way, and these are its wings and its legs on underneath and stuff. But it's reversed the information to create the leafhopper, but it's still got everything in the sense of like, you know, how a shrimp would be. It looks exactly like a shrimp. Not exactly, but almost. I mean, it's got pretty much so much in there kind of thing. I mean, that even looks like a beak. So like the tail of a shrimp is beak-like, you know. I suppose like the casing, you know, it's kind of like got a curve to it and almost fingernail-like. So another example of one. It's looking like a shrimp. You've got those eyes there, fake eyes, sunspots, and the colour. And a leafhopper. It's got like a flat head. So you can see like the froth and the wall of the wave at the front. And so that's where it's connecting its eyes to. This one's more different. You got all the lines and all that kind of stuff. And how they interact with each other and they can create these star shapes at the bottom. Which is quite cool. And you got the roll-up wave, which kind of matches up with eye. You got all those colours in eye as well. It's like the dirt's mixing in with it and stuff like that kind of thing. Normally, the eye kind of goes where the wall is, but sometimes the froth part comes over. There's like the eye is within it, so like the sunlight or where it's seen is in that tiny black bit there. The rest of the eye is keeping all that colour of what's going on in the wave when it's splashing and crashing around and stuff like. There must be a tiny little bit where you can see through. Oh, I've gone over minutes. Right, so I'll get on with the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers.